everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica and today I finally am doing my LOOXI haul. This is all that I bought from LOOXI. Their recent sale was $2 per shadow, which was amazing. I have been wanting to try this brand for a while. I have not swatched a single one of these yet. I wanted to do it live here with you. So I got this palette here as well as this one right here. In total, I got 38 shadows, which is kind of crazy. And some of them, I couldn't really tell online how they were going to shift. I mean, because sometimes the swatches that they do are not true to life, so you just never know. I have some in here that look blue to my eyes in my current lighting, but online they didn't look blue. They looked more teal, so who knows how they're going to shift and what they're going to look like. But I put them in alphabetical order for all of the shades that I have, just that way when I'm done, I can put them in my inventory and, you know, go through it. Hopefully this will go well. I am not a swatcher by any stretch of the imagination, so I do not know how this is going to go, but I did promise that I would swatch everything for you guys, so here goes nothing. I even took my watch off for you. I still got the tan line and everything. So, starting with the shade Adonis, that is this one right here. It is a beautiful shade. It looks blue in real life. Don't know how it's going to come across on the camera, but she looks blue to me. But it kind of has a teal shift to it, so I think I can definitely live with that one. Next is the shade Alpha. That one is a beautiful teal, so we will see how this one swatches. When I'm looking at it in the pan, it definitely has like a purple shift, but I don't know if that's going to translate. So this right here is the shade Alpha. They are beautiful, and I'm loving the shine on these. Next is the shade Angel Wings. This one is kind of neutral, but it definitely has some shifting to like teal. Ooh, this one is really soft. So let's see how this one, I'm trying to not dig my finger in because some of these are much softer than others. This one is definitely going to be a topper, but I think that one is really pretty. So that one is Angel Wings right there. It's funny because when I look at it from one angle, it definitely looks like a topper. In the viewfinder, it looks like it has a little more oomph to it. This is the shade Apollo. That one is a super pretty green. It almost looks like my lights are washing it out. Let me turn that down a little bit. Okay, I turned my ring light down a little bit. Hopefully it's not washing it out anymore, but that is the shade Apollo. This one is also very, very soft. Ooh, see, now this one looks like a nice topper too. There it is, Apollo. And now we have Bubblegum. That is super pinky. I like it. Let's see how this one swatches. It is very soft as well. This one I did have to build up a little bit, but that is the shade Bubblegum. I definitely think that one is going to be a topper. Next up is Caterpillar, and that is just the way it is spelled, C-A-T-T-Y, Pillar. That one is a pretty orange with, it looks like some green shift to it. And this one feels thicker, heavier than some of the topper shades. That is Caterpillar right there. Going to the shade Charmed. This is kind of a light purple shade. This one isn't quite as soft feeling as some of the others. It's a little drier, but it is a pretty shade. Going on to row number 2, we are to the shade Cookie Dough. It is a very neutral shade, but it looks like it has a blue shift to it. And this one is Cookie Dough. My swatches are looking a little wonky now that I have to twist my arm. This is the shade Cosmo. This one is definitely a lot softer. I just barely pressed my finger down into it and it definitely left like an indentation. And this is the shade Cosmo. See, even with swatches, I cannot do a straight line. I just can't do it. Hopefully I'm going to pronounce this right. It's D-I-D-O. I'm going to assume that's Dido. Beautiful green. This one is a very yellow green. Moving on to Electric Lemonade. Hopefully there is some yellow to this because it looks very blue in person. I don't see any yellow in that one, at least not from the angle that I'm looking, but it is a very pretty shade. It definitely has some blue to it. Now we have Electric Venom, another green shade. I do very much like my green shades. This one is Electric Venom. I'm not sure my lighting is the best for this. Hopefully it is coming across. Another green shade. This one is Emerald City. This is Emerald City. They do look different in person, though they look very similar in the viewfinder. And to finish out the second row, this is the shade Feels. That is a pretty purple. And this right here is the shade Feels. So those are the first two rows. There we go. We have better lighting that way. Lots of pretty shades. All right, let's move into row 3. Another one that looks light blue in person. This is the shade Frostbite. That is Frostbite right there. I had to get the shade Ghosted since I'm such a Ghostbusters fan. Oh, I really like this one. It has kind of like a pinky gold shift. Not sure if that's going to come across on the camera though. This is Gingerbread. This has like a rusty pink undertones with a little bit of like a teal blue shift. Don't know, again, if that's going to come across on the camera or not. Glasswing. Such a pretty shade. This one is kind of like a pink with a teal and green shift. This is groovy, baby. I wonder what collection that one was from. Maybe Austin Powers? Oh, I really like this one. It's getting hard to twist my arm that way, so I'll have to bring the swatches up more. Let me see if I can bring that up higher. It is so stinking pretty. I really like that one a whole lot. It's like that grungy green with like a kind of pink shift to it. I really like that one a whole lot. Next up is Hot Rod. This one is kind of like a rusty orange with a teal shift to it. Howl at the Moon. I'm gonna guess this was something for Halloween. That is pretty with a brown and green shift in that one. We are on the 4th row. This one is Hybrid. This one is incredibly soft. I feel like I barely touched it and it kind of like squished in a little bit, but that is super pretty. It's like a reddish brown with like a blue, not quite teal shift to it. Probably see it a little bit better on my finger. This is the shade Jawbreaker. This one feels a lot smoother, like maybe a little more finely milled. That shade is absolutely stunning for Jawbreaker. Another green, this is Jeepers Creepers, but it shifts a lot. That is Jeepers Creepers right there. I'm definitely not going to fit them all on this one arm. I think this is the last one I'm going to do on this arm. This is the shade Jelly Bean, and that is Jelly Bean right there. It's getting hard to swatch on that arm. I'm going to have to switch arms and hope for the best because I am not left-handed. It's not going to be pretty. This is the shade Licorice Lace. That is the shade right there. This is Marguerite Ah. Y'all know I love my yellows. That is Marguerite Ah. And the last one in that particular palette, this is Painted Lady. That is a beautiful purple. Definitely purple with a blue shift to it. All right, moving on to the next palette, we are working with the shade Razzle Dazzle. This looks like it has a light purple undertone with a teal shift. Red Hot is the next one. This one is incredibly soft. It's kind of like pink with orangey gold shift to it. Yet another one in the green family. This is Reagan. It's kind of like that yellowy Viper green. That is the shade Reagan. This one is Salted Caramel. This one is more of like a soft, chunky kind of shade. This has like a cream base with blue, teal kind of shift to it. Yet another one that looked more teal online and it looks blue in person. This is Screwball. It looks, in the viewfinder, it looks like kind of like an electric teal, but it looks very blue in person. This looks like a blue with like pinky purple kind of shift to it. And the last row, this one is kind of like an orangey color. This is Shimmy. It's like an orangey yellow, and I think it has some pinky shifts to it. I'm going to enjoy that shade. I don't know if it's going to show up quite as well, but it is right there, and I really like that one. This one is the shade Snow Cone. And in the viewfinder, it looks exactly like the last bluish one that I showed you. In real life, yeah, it looks way more blue. Swatched, it looks teal with like a pink kind of shift to it. This one is Sour Lemon, because y'all know I love my yellows. I can see that that is definitely going to be a favorite of mine. This one is Tequila Sunrise. This one is also incredibly soft. Almost like new, like brand new Super Shock Shadow pressed glitter kind of soft, like where you kind of sink into it. That is that shade Tequila Sunrise right there. And the very last one, we made it. This is UB. It's UBE. Hopefully I am pronouncing that correctly. This one has like a kind of a raspberry with a teal shift. At least that's what it looks like. Feels really nice. Nice and fine milled. And that is the shade UB right there. So that is everything from the last palette. I have Skittle Pox all over me. I love everything so far. I can't wait to use it on my eyes. I will let you know as I use things how they are working for me, and if the swatches are any indication, I am going to absolutely love all of these shades, and I will probably want to buy some more. Some of them, I'm wearing them on my clothes now because like I was rubbing up against, not on purpose, but just reaching and stuff. So I'm going to get these Skittle Pox washed off, and hopefully these swatches will look okay in the camera, and if not, I will try to do them again and do still shots, but you know how it is with me and my time. All right, I am going to wrap this up. If you have any questions, just put them down below. I will try to get new swatches if something didn't come across on the camera very well, and we'll go from there. All right, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until I see you in my next video, have a beautiful day.